Hi, my friends. Today I want to share a new story with you. I hope you enjoy it. The clock kept ticking, each minute making me more nervous. I typed on my keyboard, trying to stay focused, but the soft whispers in the office seemed to get louder. Kevin and Rebecca, two younger managers who had moved up quickly, were chatting near the copier. They spoke quietly, but I caught a few words: my name, retire, and slipping. My heart sank. I had heard them talk like this before, and I was sure it wouldn't be the last time. A moment later, Rebecca walked over, her heels clicking on the floor. She stopped right behind me. "Antonia," she said sweetly, but there was something sharp in her tone. "Can you double-check last month's reports?" Kevin said he saw a few mistakes. I turned surprised. Mistakes? I checked them twice. They should be fine. Rebecca smiled tightly, her eyes narrowing. Maybe, but it wouldn't hurt to look again, right? Kevin just wants to be sure everything's current. Before I could reply, she walked away, giving Kevin a quick glance. He smirked, like they were sharing an inside joke. I clenched my teeth. The reports were perfect. I had made sure of that. But now they had planted a seed of doubt. As the day went on, the tasks they gave me stacked up. It felt like they were trying to slow me down. Their emails were full of extra work that ate up my time. Meanwhile, Kevin and Rebecca didn't seem busy at all. They walked around, laughed with others, and whispered just loud enough for me to hear things like keeping up with change and knowing when it's time. At lunch, I sat alone, moving my food around. Then Claire from accounting joined me. She looked worried and spoke quietly. "I don't know what's going on, Antonia, but Kevin and Rebecca have been meeting with the new president. They're saying there are problems in your department." I felt my chest tighten. What kind of problems? "They're talking about fresh ideas and how someone new might be better," Claire said, looking guilty, like she didn't want to be the one to tell me. I nodded, trying to stay calm. "Thanks for telling me, Claire." Back at my desk, the whispers continued. I saw Kevin watching me. He walked over, leaned against my cubicle wall, and folded his arms. "Hey, Antonia, I don't want you to feel pressure, but have you thought about, maybe, taking it easy? After all these years, you've earned a break." I looked him in the eye and gave a steady smile. "I'm happy where I am, Kevin. I'm not leaving." For a second, he looked surprised, but then smiled like it didn't matter. "If you say so, just don't push yourself too hard." He walked off, leaving me angry at his not-so-subtle message. That evening, as I packed up, I saw the two of them again, talking closely, laughing like they had won something. The respect I once felt in the office was fading. All I could see now were cold looks, doubts, and Kevin and Rebecca's fake smiles. The next morning, the office felt silent as I walked in. My desk felt like a lonely island. Just as I sat down, Leela, the president's assistant, walked over with a serious face. "Antonia," she said softly, "the president wants to see you." My heart raced. I had expected this. I felt it in every quiet comment and glance. But I stood tall and followed her. Kevin and Rebecca were waiting outside the office, looking too pleased with themselves. Kevin gave me a small nod and a smug smile. Inside, the president sat behind his large desk, his face calm but unreadable. "Antonia, thank you for coming." The president folded his hands on the desk, his voice cold and deliberate. "The audit is complete." Neither Kevin nor Rebecca spoke. He slid a folder toward them, then opened it slowly. What it uncovered was disturbing. "You both manipulated internal reports, undermined Antonia's performance reviews, and misrepresented her department's efficiency. Not only that, your emails to each other made your intentions unmistakably clear." Rebecca's face went pale. "Sir, we were just trying to advance your own careers by sabotaging a veteran employee," the president snapped. "That's not ambition. That's deceit." Kevin swallowed hard, visibly shaken. "We didn't think it would spiral like this. We thought she'd step down quietly." "She didn't. And you didn't just miscalculate her, you miscalculated everything. Because Antonia didn't go quietly, she went smartly." The president leaned back, eyes narrowing. "You know what those clients did after leaving us? They followed Antonia. She's now consulting independently, and most of them signed with her directly." Rebecca's mouth opened, but no sound came. "Oh, and one more thing," the president added, opening another document. "You violated the company's code of ethics. Your actions have caused reputational damage and a catastrophic loss in revenue. Effective immediately, you're both terminated. Silence fell. Kevin stood abruptly, his face red. This is outrageous. You can't just. Security will escort you out, the president interrupted coolly. And for your sake, I suggest you don't challenge this. HR already has enough documentation to make this more than just a firing. As the two were let out in stunned silence, the rest of the office watched, whispers growing louder. That afternoon, a quiet calm returned to the floor. There was no gloating, no applause, just an unspoken acknowledgement that the storm had passed. And across the city, in a sleek, sunlit co-working space, Antonia sipped her coffee as she reviewed a contract from another returning client. She smiled softly, not with malice, but with satisfaction. She had spent decades building trust, and now, in her new chapter, it was paying her back in full. Justice wasn't always loud. Sometimes it moved like time itself, quiet, steady, and undeniable. The president slammed a stack of papers onto the desk, the noise sharp and cutting through the tension in the room. You thought you'd get away with it, didn't you? His voice was calm, but there was a chilling edge to it. Rebecca blinked, trying to maintain her composure. Get away with what, sir? He opened a file, revealing spreadsheets and email logs. Passing off your work onto Antonia while you took the credit. Falsifying expense reports. And let's not forget the inappropriate relationship that disrupted the entire team. Kevin shifted uncomfortably in his chair, his face turning red. Sir, wait. Enough. The president's voice was firm, cutting off Kevin. Antonia worked here for over 30 years, and you two took every opportunity to undermine her. Rebecca's calm demeanor cracked. With all due respect, we were acting in the company's best interest. Antonia's methods were outdated. Outdated. The president's voice thundered, causing both of them to freeze. Those methods were the reason this company survived. Since she left, clients have been dropping us, and I'm sure you both know exactly why. They trusted her. She did the work. The president leaned back, staring at them with disdain. I've spoken with Antonia. I'm offering her job back if she's willing to take it. Rebecca paled, her voice weak. But she'll never come back with us here. She hates us. A small, humorless smile curled the president's lips. That's exactly why I'm terminating your contracts. Now, pack up your desks. Rebecca gasped, gripping the arms of her chair. You can't do this. Wait. Oh, but I can. The president stood, signaling their dismissal. If you'd worked with her instead of against her, we wouldn't be in this situation. The two managers stood in stunned silence, realizing their plans had fallen apart. They had nothing left but the consequences of their actions. Meanwhile, Antonia's heels clicked on the polished floor as she walked back to her old office, head held high. The president had apologized and offered her a generous package to return. She had hesitated, but something about coming back felt right, like a chance to see the company and herself thrive again. As she walked down the familiar corridor, whispers and astonished glances followed her. Some old colleagues gave her subtle nods of respect. When she reached her desk, she saw Kevin and Rebecca leaving, their faces ashen. Rebecca caught her eye for a brief moment, but Antonia felt no anger, only closure. The president greeted her with a warm smile. Welcome back, Antonia. We've already received positive feedback from clients who heard the news. Antonia nodded, scanning her desk. Everything had been restored as if she'd never left. Thank you, sir. I only wish it hadn't come to this. The president leaned in closer, his tone sincere. You deserve much better, and those responsible have paid the price. Just then, a message popped up on her screen. It was from the CEO of one of their largest clients, one of the 49 who had left. She opened it, reading the short but impactful message. Our contract for next month. We're in if you're in charge, Antonia. Her heart raced. She had never expected such an immediate show of trust from a client. The president glanced at the message and smiled. You're an essential part of this company. The clients see it, and I see it. Let's work together to make this company everything it should be. Antonia nodded, a sense of pride and determination swelling inside her. Just as she was about to respond, her phone vibrated. It was an unknown number, but something made her answer. Antonia, came the familiar voice. It was Rebecca. She hesitated before answering calmly. Yes, Rebecca. There was a long pause before Rebecca's defeated voice spoke. I just wanted to say I'm sorry for everything. Antonia allowed the words to sink in. It's too late for that, Rebecca. Actions have consequences. Rebecca let out a deep breath, and the line went silent. As Antonia hung up, she took a steadying breath, feeling a weight lift off her shoulders. She had risen above it all, not out of vengeance, but because she had stayed true to herself. With newfound resolve, she turned back to her computer, ready to lead the company into a brighter, stronger future. Sometimes standing up for yourself is the hardest thing to do, but it's also the most powerful. To anyone out there dealing with a difficult family situation, remember this: you deserve to be treated with respect. Never let anyone make you feel less than you are. If you like this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. I'd love to hear your thoughts or any similar experiences. Share them below. Until next time, take care and stay strong.